welcome to Strange Solutions. My name is Darren. I'm your host, and I'm playing Arkham Horror: The Living Card Game in Lackey's CCG. Pardon me. I am currently playing as Daisy Walker through the path to Carcosa, and I am currently in Echoes of the Past. Sorry, the name of it left me. Excuse me. So I've already set everything up, and we're ready to do our mulligans. So let's do that. Of course, we don't start with a weakness, so let's go ahead and separate that out. We're going to make sure. So we have a Shriveling, and a Holy Rosary, and an Uncage the Soul, and a David Renfield. So I think this is actually a really good start, because I can play that out for free, and then play that out for the rest of my gold, the rest of my resources, and gain a resource back with Renfield. I don't really think I need a Mom right now. Yeah, so I'm going to just discard that and redraw. There's another weakness. Oh goodness, there's an old book of lore. So that's like, that may be the best hand ever. So let's go ahead and get started with the first investigator phase. We're going to go ahead, we're going to play an Uncage the Soul to play a Shriveling for free. I'll have to adjust my resources in a moment. Go ahead and play that out. Ooh. Pardon me. I think what I'm going to do for my second action, I'm going to play out Renfield. We'll put a Doom on him and get a resource back. And then as my final action, we're going to play out the Book of Lore. And then we're going to use Daisy's free tome action to look at the top 3 cards of my deck. I think we'll take that ward. Give this a shuffle. Alright. Enemy phase, there are currently no enemies. Upkeep phase, we'll draw a card. Ooh boy, there's Hypochondria back again. And gain a resource. We will add a Doom. No, we won't, because this one you don't add Doom. We'll draw an encounter card, however, which is a Fanatic. Now, I guess we have to take this Fanatic, and he turns this Doom, or this Clue, into a Doom on him. When we upgrade or did upkeep, we did not ready stuff, so that's kind of not great. Okay, so now we come back to the investigator phase. So I'm going to go ahead and use the free action on Renfield to get another resource. And remember, you check the Doom threshold at the beginning of the Mythos phase. So when this came out, it did not trip this. But our next action is going to be to use Shriveling. So it'll be a 3, 4, 2, 3. I think we're going to just take it at that. That is a fail. I think we'll do that again. There we go. I got rid of him. Hated that I had to use 2, but I really didn't want to toss anything because I kind of want to build my hand back up now. So that was my second action. My third action, I'm going to go ahead and move to this location. So this says each enemy at this location gets +1 fight and +1 evade, and it gets 1 clue, which I already got. And we will use Daisy's free action again to look at the top 3 cards of her deck. Top 3. I think we will take that Enraptured. Alright, enemy phase, upkeep phase. We'll draw a card and gain a resource. We will not add a doom, but we will draw an encounter card, which is a false lead. It just gains surge because we don't have any clues. Another false lead. That is mysterious chanting. Cultist enemy. Is that a cultist? It is. I think I'm gonna go find an acolyte. And we'll just pop him here with a doom on him. Alright. Oops. Okay. Alright. So, yeah. We're gonna go ahead and investigate. I am a 5 to a 2 chaos bag. That's -1. That's good. That gets us a clue. Our next action is going to be to move to here. You can use a fast action to gain a resource. Maybe I should have... You know, before that move, I'm going to consider that as before that move. I'm going to use her book, Old Book of Lore. So don't fuss at me for doing this without taking an attack of opportunity. Ooh, that Fearless looks pretty. Okay. Now, so I investigated. I used her action before I moved. Then I moved, and now I'm going to go ahead and shrivel him at a 4 to 3. 4 to 3. We will actually go ahead and use a resource for higher ed, so we'll be a 6 to 3. That is okay. -1. I apologize for the hard pause there. Somebody came to the door and I had to answer the door. Let's see. So I had to move on to the new agenda. Dark Ritual, basically shuffle the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck. So let's go ahead and do that. And okay. I think I'm going to have to potentially just quit using Renfield for his ability for the remainder of the game, because I do not want this to go any further. But that was during the Mythos phase, so now we're to the Investigator phase. I think what I'm going to do is I am going to go ahead and use 2 actions to discard Hypochondria. We'll use an action to go here. And we will use the Old Book of Lore to look at the top 3 cards of my deck. Ooh. We'll take Eureka. Alright. Enemy phase, there are currently no enemies. Upkeep phase, we will draw a card and gain a resource. And then we'll draw an encounter card. Oh, boo, that's a fanatic. Did not really want him to take that clue. Okay. Alrighty. I guess we will go ahead and shrivel him. So this will be a 3 to 3. I'll make it a 5 to 3. We'll use, no, I think we'll use Fearless to make it a 6 to 3 cast bag. Alright, so that gets rid of him. We get rid of this horror. So that was action 1. Action 2 will be to go to here. Action 3 will be to go to here. Alright, and then we will go ahead and use Daisy's Tome action to look at the top 3 cards of our deck. Well, maybe I shouldn't have done that. I am going to go ahead and take the Spirit Athame though, because at this point I kind of want Renfield to kick the bucket. Now I've used all my Shriveling charges. I do have a Shriveling, so I may have to get that out next turn as long as I don't run into an enemy. Alright, enemy phase, upkeep phase. We will draw a card and gain a resource. But now I have to decide what to discard. I think I will discard an I've Got a Plan. Alright. And I'll draw an encounter card, which is a locked door. We'll just put it here. Alright. Investigator phase. I am going to go ahead and use an action to play out a Shriveling. Next action, and you know what? I'm going to go ahead and use an action to go ahead and put out the Rosary. And now I can definitely let Renfield, Renfield's going to have to take some damage here, I think, soon. Final action will be a move to this location. Pardon me. After you successfully investigate this location, you can take 2 horror to discover a clue at this location. And I might do that, because being up on that could potentially be helpful. Alright, enemy phase. Upkeep phase. We will draw... Or, nope, you know what? Before that, before the enemy phase, I am going to go ahead and use her ability to use El Book of Lure. Such a great ability. I'll take a Mom, I guess. I don't really see anything else to use. Alright. Alright, now enemy phase, upkeep phase. We will draw a card. Boo! I'm just going to put him here. Gain resource. We'll draw a counter card. Any empty historical society location at the end of the Mythos phase. Okay. And then this is going to go from here to him as a doom. Oh no. I've got a very important decision to make here. Whether I take the time to get rid of him, because he is going to escalate this real fast. Alright. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use my first action to investigate. So I'm a 5 versus a 3. I'm going to go ahead and use an Enraptured to make me a 6 versus a 3. Chaos Bag. That's a Skull, so that is a -1 currently. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm just going to add the charge to the one that has charges on it. That way if something makes this go away, I'm not losing a charge. That goes in my discard pile. I'll take a clue. Now here's the question. I think I'm going to go ahead and take 2 horror. I'm going to put 1 here. I'm going to put 1 on Renfield to get this other clue. I'm using the reaction on the location. After you successfully investigate this location, take 2 horror to discover a clue at this location. That way, so I've investigated. I can go ahead and spend 2 clues to flip this. Find a record kept by one of the Society historians pertaining to the dreadful events, his late night studies, surrounding the closing of an old theater in Arkham, the Cedar Playhouse. Though there is no explicit mention of the King in Yellow, you believe you're on the right track. The historian's notes are cut short, and there is a faded handwritten page clipped to the final entry. Blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to read all that. For each revealed historical society location, add 1 clue per investigator to it to a maximum of its value. So this will get a clue, this will get a clue, and this will get a clue. And we go to the next act, which needs 2 clues to advance. Second action, we will go ahead and investigate at a 5 to a 3. I will commit a Eureka to this test, making it a 6 versus a 3. That's a 0, so that gets us a clue. Get a clue here. And we go with the top 3 cards of my deck. Guess I'll take a logical reasoning. Discard that. And we will go ahead and spend the 2 clues to flip this. I'm not going to read the secret passageway thing. For each revealed historical society location, add 1 clue to it to its maximum value. I think this is the only one that gets a clue. Is choosing an investigator to get the set aside Mr. Peabody. That's why I didn't take what's his face, Dr. Milan, when I saw him. Put the set aside. Whoops. Hidden library in play. Just put it there. And we put in our final act. Okay. Now, I don't have enough to be able to move there this round. Enough actions left to be able to move there this round. So, let's go ahead and Old Book of Lore. Let's look at the top 3 cards. This Uncage the Soul seems like pretty good for the icons, and final action will go ahead and gain a resource. Upkeep phase, we will draw a card and gain a resource. We'll draw an encounter card, which is a locked door. I'm just going to put it here because the locations are tied. I'm at the end of the Mythos phase, he'll give another Doom. So again, this doesn't pop yet, but it will pop at the next Mythos phase. That's why I felt pretty okay with leaving him out. Let's get rid of that. So we come to the Investigator phase. Our first action, we're going to use Mr. Peabody to give this the passageway trait. Our second action, we will go ahead and move there. It is a shroud of 4 with 3 clues per investigator. But right now, that is a shroud of 3. So I'm going to go ahead and investigate, and I am a 5 to a 3. Is there anything I can toss to this at all? I guess I'll just go 5, 6, 7, 3. Chaos bag. That's a skull, so that's a -2, so I do pass that. Minus clue. Got a clue. Chaos bag. Upkeep phase. Nope. I'm going to do this. No, you know what? I'm not going to do that because I've got 8 cards in hand. Upkeep phase, we will draw a card and gain a resource because that's going to make us lose a card anyway. I think I'll discard a Mists. We come to the beginning of the Mythos phase. The Doom threshold is met, so we remove all Doom in play. When we flip this, spawn the set-aside possessed Oath Speaker enemy in the hallway. Sebastian Moreau is dead because I burned up the house. And we put out the final agenda. Now here's where I'm a little scared. At the beginning of the enemy phase. Okay. So we're okay for a minute. Alright. I just need this to not be something that brings more Doom into play. Well, that's kind of terrible. Alright, well I need to get both of these, so that moves that clue. He gets a Doom, and he gets a Doom. Alright, investigator phase. So we're gonna start off with an Old Book of Lore trigger. We'll take that Eureka in hand. Alright. We will, first action, we're gonna go ahead and pump into higher education, give myself a 7, and we'll discard an Enraptured to make this an 8 versus a 4. Chaos Bag, what do you have to say about that? +1. And we'll put a resource here. Okay, that gets discarded. Okay. Second action, we will go ahead and pump into, so we're 7 versus 4. We'll go ahead and commit Eureka to make this an 8 versus 4. Whew. -4, but we still pass. Here. And even though I don't necessarily have to do this, I'll go ahead and reveal the top 3 cards of my deck. We'll just take the tote bag in hand. That gets discarded. We have 3 clues, so we'll spend all the clues to flip this. Just want to make sure there's nothing that says okay. And then the clasp. We are going to I forget, I had a whole plan here. We are going to take, we're going to take the clasp. I think that's going to make life a little easier. I think originally I had a different plan, but that next one, leaving the clasp, was such a tough thing. So, yeah, that's, let me just, we got R2, victory display is 2, alright, so I currently have 3 experience points. I'm trying to think off the top of my head what might be good for those 3 XP. But I think for now, I'm, as crazy as it sounds, I think I'm going to hold on to it for just a little bit longer. I'm going to build up a little bit more XP. I've kind of got a fairly well-oiled machine going here. I think what I would like to eventually get, though, I don't think she needs cryptic research. I don't know. If you have a suggestion on what to do with Daisy with 3 XP, if you think maybe I should hold on to it or what have you, just give me a comment below. I'm kind of liking basically what I've got. I don't see major holes. Her biggest thing is dealing with enemies, and thus far, I mean, she seems to have dealt with it pretty good. I think I'm just going to hold on to it till I see how Unspeakable Oath goes, and that's next, so, pardon me. I think that's going to be the big truth teller. If I can get through that one, then I think the rest of this will be fairly smooth sailing. So let's see how Unspeakable Oath goes and how much XP I have after that, and then we'll go on from there. But until then, if you do have questions or comments, you can leave them below. If you want to get in contact with me, I'm around most of the places as Jacques Steampunk. And as always, thanks for watching, and have a great day.